Welcome to our predictions for SummerSlam 2024. It's your boys from Crossbody of Work. My name is Evan,
I am Javier.
and we got 7 matches, 7 singles matches at SummerSlam, 7 Cleveland singles matches,
Yes, and 6 title matches.
6 title matches.
Oof.
It's
And
all
one
all all
really
thriller, no
fun.
filler.
Yes, one really fun singles match with a special guest referee that is serving all of it.
Yes, Seth Rollins is on one. All right, we're going to jump right into the predictions. What do we think is going to happen at SummerSlam 2024? We'll start with the only non-title match on the show to show a little bit of respect and reverence for those title matches. We'll jump right in. CM Punk and Drew McIntyre finally get their hands on one another at SummerSlam in a ring controlled by special guest referee Seth fucking Rollins. Who do you think wins?
This is a hard one. Because I genuinely this could just like have no finish to it, and I wouldn't be shocked.
I wouldn't be surprised. I'd be disappointed, but I wouldn't be surprised.
God, I could see this going every single way. Like I could see this being a no finish. I could see McIntyre winning. I could see Punk winning. I could see everything. Just everything happening here. What I think happens is Drew McIntyre wins the match somehow, some way. Maybe he knocks out both of the guys and forces Rollins' hand to count the 3 or something like that. I don't even
Okay,
know.
yeah.
But like I do think that McIntyre has to win the first one in order to prolong the feud a little more. Because let's be honest, this has bad blood, Hell in a Cell written all over it.
This does have Hell in a Cell written all over it. I agree. I think sometimes I think about wrestling in terms of like who needs it more in terms of the story they're telling, and I think Drew needs it more. I
Yeah.
really do. So I think Drew, and it could also lead to like obviously they're still teasing that Punk and Rollins are going to do something in the future. And that
Yes.
like this could very well lead to that in the future. Obviously, like Rollins counts the 3 and Punk's like, I thought it was a fast count. Like you could do some stuff with it that way. But I think Drew finally gets that win and doesn't look like a schmuck because there's been a lot of times that Drew McIntyre looks like a schmuck recently.
A lot of schmucking.
Going all the way back to Philadelphia where he engaged in high schmuckery.
The
This,
the like you go to Urban Dictionary right now. You type in schmuck, Drew McIntyre's face is the thing that pops
Drew
up.
McIntyre's face.
Yeah.
All right, let's go back to the title that Drew McIntyre lost and won at WrestleMania 40. There's a singles match for the World Heavyweight Championship. It's Damian Priest defending the title against Gunther. Who do you think wins and why?
I think this is actually the hardest match to predict. Um
Yeah, is
we
it
were talking
is
about
it
this. Like
because
I
of
don't
the Bash in Berlin of it all? Is that the biggest thing for you?
Yes, and it's also kind of the build to it.
Hmm.
Because at the same time, you're establishing Gunter as this like hateful, superior, sort of like
Entitled prick.
entitled, like big boss villain, right?
Yeah.
But if you clip the wings here at SummerSlam with Priest, like if Priest like clips the wings off of Gunter that like that's a that's not what you want. Like I
Hmm.
really do think you kind of have to crown Gunter either here or at Berlin. But if he's gonna lose here, I want it to be in like a way that sort of tells 2 stories in one. Like I want it to be like the Judgment Day get involved, even though Priest specifically said no, don't do it.
Yeah.
And that kind of leads to Gunter getting the belt in Berlin, and we kind of get Priest going off and having a Judgment Day feud. That's the way I would like it. I'm not going to have that happen at all. I'm actually going to say that Gunter wins this match because I just feel like the big Austrian, the big slappy man deserves that title.
The Big Slappy Man does deserve that title. I think he'll get it in Berlin. I think that the story they're telling, it gives me a little bit, and obviously without like as strong of racial undertones, but it still feels a little Triple H Booker T-ish from WrestleMania 19. And I'm like, oh, I don't like the way some of the things sound. I think Priest gets the win here, whether that's by actually pinning Gunter or by disqualification due to, like you mentioned, Judgment Day shenanigans. I
Yeah,
think that they'll save the crowning achievement for Bash of Berlin. Though I wouldn't be
I will
surprised if they let
say,
him walk in.
yeah, I can understand that. I can understand why you'd want to go the Priest route. But I will say, I don't think this is really like a racial thing that's going on. I understand that
It's like
it's
it's
people.
meant to be more like like I
It's
take
a
it more seriously
classist
than
thing.
you, and it's a classist thing.
It's
Yeah,
definitely a "you were poor, I was rich" type deal, you know?
it
Like,
just
I don't think it's
feels a
a
little. Ugh.
yeah. And then with
It's
the
like,
guy in charge, there's still some questions out there on whether or not Triple H is
mm,
really for the folks. But I got Gunther, you got Priest. I'm okay with that.
I'm also happy we disagree on one, because sometimes we go like bar for bar. We're just entirely in
Yeah,
sync. All right, let's look at the other world title match. Why not? We're already here. Cody Rhodes, Homelander himself, Call of Duty star Cody Rhodes, defends the undisputed WWE Championship against Solo Sikoa of the New Bloodline. Who wins and why?
I actually have a better question for you than a prediction question. Do
Sure.
you think this main events?
No, because I don't think Roman comes back yet.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I feel like they're gonna
Okay.
blue ball us a little bit. I think everyone feels like Roman's gonna come back at SummerSlam. It's a great place for him to come back. I agree with that. I would not be surprised if they also just like pull it back for a minute and have him come back later.
Like
I
it's Jay that comes back?
Yeah, like Jay gets involved, like something else happens instead, that it's not Roman.
I don't know because you need to start the build to Bloodline Civil War sooner than that, and that's like you
Really,
need
you
to do
need
it now.
all that runway. You need 8 months of runway.
8 months. The Bloodline Civil War leads to War Games, my
Oh,
brother.
see, okay. Yeah. I think that's the thing, is I think they might extend actual like Civil War things, and actual like what's the end game for Bloodline Civil War? Is it just the War
Well,
Games
the
match?
the end game is Rock Roman,
Okay, and that's WrestleMania.
which I don't think so personally, but maybe. I think it's Cody Rock
Okay,
at this Mania coming up, and then I think it's Roman Rock at the one after.
okay,
How we get there, that's not my job, but
okay.
I just
I
feel like
I
if we're
wouldn't be
gonna do this whole
surprised if
thing,
Roman doesn't show up. That's my thing. I think he will. I do think he will. But I wouldn't be like, if all of a sudden we go the whole time and he's not there. I think we'll know for sure if this is the last match. If it's the last match, Roman is 100% back.
yes, and if it's not, it's Jay because there's
Yeah,
just no way they're teasing people with Jay
no,
Uso coming back and putting in the main event. That's just
no.
not right. And Triple H, I will say mean things about you on Twitter.
I will be
Um,
mean on Twitter. Who do you think wins the match?
I think Cody wins
Ah,
mostly because I just do not need Solo Sikoa being the champion. If anyone in the Bloodline is going to win the undisputed WWE Championship, which is a dumb name because there's another world title, so why is it undisputed? Um,
you're
it's
right. That's a stupid
it
name.
has to be Jacob Fatu.
It has to
It's
be Jacob
not going to
Fatu.
be
He's so
Solo.
fucking cool.
It's
He's
not going to be
so cool.
Solo. So Cody's going to win, and I do think we get Roman coming back. I really do. But like you said, it's pretty much depends on where they place this.
Yeah. Let's go to the mid card men's titles now, and let's start with the scrappiest of underdogs that we all love versus the scariest moving brick shit house of all time. Braun Breaker challenges for the Intercontinental Championship, currently held by Sami Zayn. Who wins this match?
Braun Breaker because they're not running this back to have him lose again. They're just not. I think this was the whole point of him losing at Money in the Bank the way that he did. You have him lose the first one, you let him win the second. That's kind of what happened in NXT. He lost the first match to Ciampa. He wins the NXT title on the second one. He loses it to Dolph. He wins it right back. It's the history of Braun Breaker. So he loses the first match to Sammy. He's getting his lick back, and he's getting the IC title here. And honestly, I think they should strap the biggest of rockets to this dude because this guy just has it. He
The
just
strap,
does.
the rocket's already on him. The way they
Yeah.
present Braun Breaker is so perfect. I think
Oh,
they're doing a really good job with this presentation overall. I agree with you. And here's the thing: I want to flash the people back to April. You and I are in the stands,
yep.
Philadelphia. We're watching Sami Zayn versus Gunter, and I am the most engrossed in a wrestling match I think I have ever been, until the next night when WrestleMania Night 2 happens and the fucking main event happens. But I was so excited for Sami Zayn, but all good things must come to an end. It was one amazing moment. He was the right guy to dethrone Gunter, I think. But now Braun Breaker is the next big bad. I love the idea of the IC title just being the title for big fucking bads. I think that's a
Oh yeah.
fantastic realm for it to live in. So I also think Braun Breaker is going to win this match.
Yes, and do I know who's going to be him? No, I have no friggin' idea. I hope it's Baron Corbin in like a year. Like that'd be so great. We bring back the Wolf Dogs and have Corbin put Corbin over in a big way.
The Wolf Dogs explode. The
Yeah,
other mid card title for the men's side is, of course, Logan Paul defending the United States Championship against L.A. Knight. Yeah. Who do you think wins this one? Logan Paul in his home city or L.A. Knight?
yeah. LA Knight's winning, and I hope he goes on Twitter after, takes a picture with the title, and says "Oopsies."
I think that's a fantastic idea. Um, I've never been more. I think this is the most certain I've been aside from Cody beating Solo. This is the one that I'm like, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
it should be LA
I
Knight.
could see them pulling a swerve on us and like actually letting him win for letting someone win in their hometown for once, especially if like Jake Paul shows up or something, gets involved or whatever. But I don't want that to happen. I want LA
No,
Knight to win the title, and I hope he does. But at the same time, Logan Paul has gotten pinned like 3 straight matches, or something like that. So that's a little alarming as far as the LA Knight truthers go.
I think LA Knight needs it so bad. Like, I really, it would take him out at the knees if he doesn't win this. Like, he went from being people's choice to potentially dethrone Roman. I don't know how serious people were about that,
I I
but
can tell you right now from the SmackDown that I went to a few weeks ago, LA Knight was the biggest pop. It was
yeah.
him and then it was Cody.
But people, I think we need to put like capitalize on that. And it's fun to take things away from Logan Paul. That's cool and fun and nice to do.
You know what else they took away from him? The logo in the middle that's usually a prime bottle, it's now getting split. It's
Into in
Wingstop is also getting its own label on the thing. It's good that good things happen to the good people, me being the good person, because now I get to see more Wingstop stuff. And as Evan knows, I fucking love Wingstop.
Dude, we had Wingstop on the first night in Philadelphia, and it fucking ruled. All right, we got 2 matches left. The WWE Women's Championship is on the line. Bayley defends against Nia Jax. Where are you going with this one?
All good things must come to an end, and unfortunately,
Oh,
Nia Jax is getting the strap.
oh, why?
It's
She's
Here's
been
the thing.
she's been better.
She's been actually really good since
I
she's
know
returned. I will give her the credit.
it's kind of
As
annoying.
you know, I will be the first person to pile on someone I do not like as a performer. I don't really like. I don't know anything about Naya outside of the wrestling ring. To be honest, she seems pretty liked. Everyone, she's always doing videos with people, so she seems like she's pretty well liked. Uh,
She keeps managing to find like one blonde best friend. Alexa Bliss, Tiff
I mean,
Stratton.
I think it's time for the simple fact that like, what do we do with Bailey if she wins? Like,
I don't
there's
know
nothing for Bailey at
who
this
would
point.
be the next person
You
for
know,
Bayley.
it was about the moment with Bailey, and I love her for it. But I think it's time to move that belt on. Also, think about how fun it would be to have Nia with the belt and her best friend Tiffy with the Money in the Bank briefcase. That'd be the funniest thing ever. That's a storyline that's absolutely going to be told over the next many months. So
That's a good one. And
good
Nia's
for
like actively
Nia.
being like, you should cash in on whoever wins our next match we're talking about instead. Like, yeah. And then she cashes in on Nia. I like that.
Yeah,
I love Bailey. I really do. I also am going with Nia Jax. Oh, I don't want to. I don't want to. But based on the way that the rest of my card is shaking out, I think I have to go with Nia winning here because I've chosen my heart a couple too many times.
I listen. As you know, Bailey is my favorite women's wrestler ever.
Yeah.
I can't. It's very difficult for me to go against her, but unfortunately, I have to here.
And the last one, probably the feud I'm most invested in because it's honestly been so fucking good. It
Oh,
is for the Women's World Championship. Liv Morgan, currently single, ready to mingle, defending the title against Mommy Rhea Ripley. Who do you think wins and who do you think truly has Dominic's heart?
so my best friend Nico is like the most casual of casual wrestling fans.
Okay.
He keeps up with it like when he randomly tunes in on Raw and
Yeah.
maybe a little bit of wrestling Twitter seeps into his timeline. But aside from that, he's
From
like,
you.
yeah, he's like not into it at all. But this storyline, super into. Last Sunday, we went to go play soccer, and afterwards, I like explained to him the lore behind all of this and what could happen and where we could go from here and all the buildup. I was in the car for 45 minutes explaining. 45 minutes because there were so many details to go over. This is incredible. This is the freaking storyline right here. I have no idea who's winning, but I know that this ends up in a Hell in a Cell at Bad Blood. And the only way we get there is if Dominic Mysterio turns on Rhea Ripley and aligns himself with Liv Morgan. And I think that doesn't happen yet fully. I think we get a Dominic Mysterio accidentally costing Rhea Ripley the title and accidentally aligning, like making it seem like he aligns with Liv Morgan,
Okay.
and then eventually Rhea like kind of forces the issue, and she's like, "Fuck out of here," and he says, "You know what? Okay, I will get out of here." And then he actually joins Liv, but I think Liv wins this match because of chicanery.
Wow. Okay. I like it. I agree. I just can't stop loving the pairing of Dom and Rhea. They're just so good. And obviously, like Dom and Liv did some really good stuff while Rhea was out, and I thought it was really good. I think Rhea wins here. I don't know if she wins the title, but I think she
Okay,
wins. So I'm
man,
hedging my bet that way, is that she may not actually win the belt, but she
she's
wins
winning
the
by
match.
DQ. Okay,
Yeah, like
Jesus
it,
Christ.
which again, like I've kind of painted myself in that there might be two of those on one SummerSlam card of 7 singles matches. That would be kind of gross in terms of the finishes, but I think Rhea wins. I think the Dom split is actually further down the line. I think coming out of the Judgment Day, Dom and Rhea might just stick together. Like
No,
I think they might.
I don't. I could genuinely see him going off with Liv and letting that be a thing. Who knows? Maybe eventually we get a little Dominic Mysterio and Liv versus the Wyatt Six type deal going,
Mm,
which would be freaking hilarious. Bo
it would be
Dallas
very
and Liv
funny.
Morgan in a storyline like that.
I I think we might be going towards Hell in a Cell. I think custody of Dominic on a ladder match would be a
That's what
great.
I'm talking about.
I
That would
think that's the
also be
real vibe.
fucking amazing.
I think that's the real vibe. So let's go with that. I also wanted to have one more thing that we differentiated on, because in terms of the predictions, we agree on 5 matches. We both think Nia Jax is beating Bayley. We think Cody is retaining against Solo. We think LA Knight, is going to defeat Logan Paul. We think Braun Breaker is going to defeat Sami Zayn, and we think Drew McIntyre will be the winner against CM Punk. You have got Gunther winning the world title. I've got Damian Priest retaining. You have Liv Morgan retaining the women's world championship, and I have Rhea Ripley winning the match. And I do think the title. I think she will get the
Mommy's
title
always
back.
on top, baby.
She is always on top. Those are our predictions for SummerSlam 2024. Tell us in the comments if you think our predictions are good or not, or if you're watching after this has already happened, tell us that we were complete idiots or that we were savants and we were actually Nostradamus and we knew exactly what was going to happen. How did we know? Do you think Wyatt Sticks show up during the card?
Probably not. Maybe like a little glitch,
Weird,
but
yeah, glitch thing, maybe.
they're definitely not doing a match or
No,
anything.
no, they have a match coming up, right?
No freaking clue.
They're gonna face the Creeds and Gable somewhere down the line, I think. So
Probably.
they got
Maybe
that. They got that.
Berlin. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe in Berlin. All right, that's who we think is going to win. You should make sure you check out our podcast, Crossbody, where you can find all of the YouTube videos of our podcast right here on our YouTube channel. Go check them out. They're all over. They're probably on the side there and all that shit. Check them out. We'll be back soon whenever there is another big wrestling card to predict. We will talk to you then.
Later.